get started anyway, and if I clicks about the time change, that will be great. All right, so excuse me. Welcome back to the Crown of the Oathbreaker, episode 33. And still a fair amount to do, shall we say, in this campaign. But at the moment, you're looking for Torques. The Torques of the tower that will resummon the arcane tower from wherever it is. You've got one Torque, which you got from the wrist of Queen Athena. Another Torque was in Harveston by a red cloak, Heron somebody or other, and but he's not there. He's been searching for things related to dark angels. The locals didn't know where they were, but they suspect he went to talk to Cygnus, who lives at the Lodge of the Wanderlust. You also know one is in Gorso. So that's where we're headed to, but as I said, we're going to wait for Kazri to rejoin us, hopefully early December, and then we'll do a funny time warp in Gorso. But where we left it off last week, you were... sorry, just losing my buttons here. You were heading north, having visited South Keep, the monastery. Now you stand at the foot of the Azure Bridge, one of the many great inventions of Arlen the Constructor. If you remember, I think you've been here before, when you cross over the bridge, this guy has a little device in his hand, a crystal, and it can freeze people as if they're caught on a very dense glue on top of the Azure Bridge. But as you approach it, you notice there's tents on either side of the North Azure Bridge with some very desperate looking people. Some perhaps wanting to get across the river to go to Oathbreaker, looking for safety there from the Midnight Curse. Still others heading south, perhaps heading to Harveston for hope there. But there are refugee tents either side of the Azure Bridge. So, as the three of you at the moment, hopefully more in a second, approach the bridge, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess crossing the bridge would probably be the best option.
Yeah, I think only Kazri and Creation came this way since they started out at the Weary Ogre. As far as I remember. But yeah, I suppose we just... I mean, does it seem like the guards are looking for someone? Are they on watch or looking for... Does it seem like they're looking for suspicious people or... Yeah.
Well, you see some guards kind of on top of the battlements on one side, and there's two crossbows up there, and there's two heavy two ballistas up there with men kind of just keeping an eye on things. I'll tell you what, make an insight check, just from where you are, Avgi. You can pick up any suspicious activity.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad at all. They look actually quite content, I guess. They look like they're happy to wait. You might have heard from Kazri and Creation that the cost of going over the Azure Bridge was a few copper pieces. It wasn't that much, but there was a toll. And in your opinion, they're just content, it seems, to wait out these people, this refugee camp almost to the north and south of the bridge. So in your opinion, they're not looking for you in particular, Avgi.
Okay. I just give a nod to my companions and say, I think it's safe to cross.
Well, I assume why not?
I have no problem with it.
As you
Oh.
approach the guards, the guards. Ah, Evgi, you made it! Oh, not Evgi. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I thought Eli popped in. Eli looks very close to Evgi. As you approach the gate, a woman from one of the tents outside says, "Excuse me, you look a bit more capable than the people here. You look like you know what you're doing. Please, my husband and children are in Odenbeer, and I need to get back to them, but I simply cannot afford the 3 gold pieces to cross the bridge. Might you help me with getting back to my family? I'd really appreciate it."
Of course. I do not have much of money to my name, but my brother has been so kind to look after it for me.
um, well, we do have a lot of money, or well, yeah, and we also have a lot of other things. But did you see three gold coins?
Just a few copper, but ever since this rain, the prices have been hiked up incredibly high. I simply cannot afford it. And you say that you two are brothers? Well, you understand the importance of family then. And you understand the importance of me needing to get back to my family. Please, sir.
Can you tell me where you came from?
I lived in Odenbeer in the South District, and I came from Harveston. I was there trying to sell some. I tried to, you know, pick up some goods and bring them back, but Harveston was locked down. There was no room for me there. A lot of refugees have fled there, and the place is overwhelmed. So I decided to make it back, but now I'm stuck. Please, sir.
Vander is going to look at Avgi, and he's going to hand him 250 gold coins.
Oh.
You can definitely
I don't-
afford it.
And Vander is going to say, maybe this time you don't throw all the money to all the helpless people in, well, what happened last time with the Temple of Light. Maybe we can try to maybe you can try to redeem your money use next time. Use it wisely, Avgi. And Vander is just going to walk away.
Yes. Sorry for that little sibling kerfuffle. Let's see, ma'am. Would 10 gold suffice? It would give you let you cross the bridge and perhaps get some supplies. It's dangerous out there nowadays.
So much, good sir. May the blessings of the Redeemer rain down upon you.
You as well, ma'am.
And she scurries away, pays the guards the 3 gold pieces, and presumably heads to Odenbeer. Another man, and presumably his partner and 3 children come up, and they say, "Oh, maybe you can help us as well. We too are trying to get to Odenbeer. My wife and I and children are starving out here. Can you help us get across too?"
Of course, but I would reconsider if I were you. Now that I think about it, heading to Onedbeer, you can't get in and you can't get out. It's locked off by some strange magic. I'd suggest you rather head to Harveston. It's closer, perhaps. Yes, safer.
But what do you mean locked off?
hard to explain. Some dark magic that encapsulates the entire city.
You removed that. It's gone.
Oh, we did.
That was the whole point
I
of going to
forgot.
the Dark Realm and stopping the song. And when you
Oh,
landed
right.
out here, the dome was gone, so the dome is gone.
Aha! I'm following.
So please, sir, our home is in Oathbreaker. Oh, the word around is that Oathbreaker is perhaps not safe, but is the safest. Please, sir, you've obviously got a lot of gold. Can you help me and my wife and 3 children? I beg you.
You have to pay for your children as well?
According to the guards, yes. So for me, my wife, and my 3 children, that I know it's a lot, sir, but you seem to be blessed with money. 25 gold pieces for me and my family.
Perhaps we should have a talk with the guards of lowering the price. If it was
Yes.
assumed to be a copper pieces to cross, why now, just due to the rain, has it gone so much? Perhaps they can show a little bit of mercy and grace during this awful time.
We've
Yes.
begged them to lower the prices, but they won't. That they almost seem to enjoy us suffering. But please, you gave that lady 10.
I can give you 10 as well, but
It's
let
not
me
enough.
continue. Let me continue. We'll have a talk with the guards. This is extortion of.
I have your word
The
that you'll
weekend of
return
rain.
to us and help us cross regardless of the outcome with your negotiations.
It depends on how our negotiations will go, but yes, if all goes well, I'll return and notify you, of course. And if all goes well, they'll probably notify you all at once. So, yes. And in any case, if they lower the price, this should be enough to get you across.
I know. I imagine Evgi is not deceiving, so Chris, why don't you make me a persuasion check to persuade them that, I'm assuming, make a deception if you like.
It's gonna make a persuasion. Try to be forthright. It's a 5. He's
You
not the
don't-
most appealing person.
You don't understand. We've begged them. We've done everything we possibly could. Look, I see the amount of money you have. Just 15 will guarantee us access to the bridge. Please, sir.
He's gonna look. I can persuade him, not with words, but he's gonna just heft this hammer on top of his shoulders. You'll be all right, but he's gonna hand him another 5 gold.
Bingo.
Used as a down payment of sorts. We shall return, hopefully with better news of prices for not only you but the others that are around.
The man hugs his family and ruffles each of the hair of their children. And the last one is a young girl, and she says, "It's okay, Sophie. It'll be okay. I know I don't have to make this choice. We'll all get across. I'm sure there'll be no Sophie's choice to make."
And he's gonna, let's see. In case they lower the price, try to pay it forward if you can. If you see others who you can help cross with some of that money, I'd appreciate it if you help others as well.
And they go back and they hold their 15 gold pieces quickly. And another husband and wife couple come up to you. And let's just say you're getting crowded at the moment. The husband and wife say, "Oh, please, sir. We saw the gold. Can you help me and my wife get back to our children? Please, sir."
Look.
And
And he's
now
gonna
they get the small child. "Please, sir, mister, I need to get back to my parents. Mister, help me, please." Sir! Sir!
Look.
Help! Help!
He's gonna just scroll and scream silence, and look, I will help you, but not if you crowd me like this. Let me do what I can best with this body.
Hey, with the, I think with the Lord Monda's, what is it? It's a maul over your shoulder.
Yeah.
They look around and they look at Evgi and look at Vander and Orion as well. They see a holy person and they see Vander, who a little bit different, shall we say? And they say, "Okay, we'll give you space. What's your name?"
The name's Avgi.
Orion.
Orion, and who's the grumpy one?
Did you just call me grumpy? And you guys are begging for money while being mean?
Sorry,
Brother.
I meant handsome. I'm sorry.
That's more like it. You may know me as Vander.
Vander. Okay. And they all step back, and all the refugees, there's about 100 of them, and they almost form a little bit of a prayer circle, and they start praying. Oh, great Redeemer, we pray that you bless Avgi. We pray that you get him get whatever means he can to get us across the bridge. And if he can't convince the commander, then please let his pockets be generous, and the gold will flow forth, and we can all get back to where we go through. Then they just start chanting, Avgi, Avgi, as they pray to the Redeemer.
This feels strangely nostalgic in a sort of weird way, but...
Yeah.
Are most of these guys busy doing the prayer?
Yep.
Okay, so Vander doesn't really like all this attention, so he's going to transform himself into someone else. Human, scrawny-looking guy, most likely a farmer on the run, just to blend in with the rest of the people.
Okay, so you're hanging back and just seeing what Avgi and Orion can do.
Yeah, for the time being.
So Avgi then and Orion, you approach the southernmost part of the bridge, and you see some soldiers there standing guard, and they've been watching all of this happening. And as you approach, he's gonna say, "Look, Captain Jordas is gonna want to talk to you. You've, shall we say, bucked the system, and we don't like systems being bucked. Follow me."
I like bucking systems.
And he leads you
Sounds like
into
this captain's got his panties in a wad.
Just a sec. Gonna drag on it. Maps don't mean combat. That's all I'll say. But I'm gonna drag you across to the map of the Azure Bridge. I guess we'll get rid of Incursion, and we'll move Adai just over to the side. Alright, do you all see the map? Everything's good?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so Vander, we'll just say you put you back there. Orion and Avgi. And the... Oops. Vander. Oh, no, Vander's over there. Okay, so... they lead you through this doorway here on the left. So I'll just drag you across into there. And inside, you see this gentleman holding a blue rod. And he says, My men tell me you're a lot of gold and you're throwing it round to the peasants. That is perfectly fine by me. It means more gold in my pocket anyway. So you are most welcome to throw away your coin around your coin as much as you like.
Ah, tell me this. Why have you raised the prices for crossing the bridge? I was told it was 3 copper and, well, 3 gold pieces is a lot more than that.
By orders of the Queen, we need to, as you know, taxes have been raised across the land. And she felt that the common folk weren't paying their fair share. Hence the increase in taxes. Hence an increase on the bridge toll.
So, have you heard about what's going on in Oathbreaker?
I get my orders from runners from the Queen. Apparently she's blessing Oathbreaker, cleaning out the filth, cleaning up the city, which I'm all for.
What do you mean by filth?
Let's just say the people who expect to skip by on nothing without paying their fair share, they are pointed back in the right direction.
That's a diplomatic way of talking about evicting the people of the city that are too poor.
I'm a city servant, so bureaucracy is what I do.
No. This is a kind of bureaucracy I don't like.
Well, no one does, but it's necessary for the functioning of a civil society.
But is this a civil society? Can it be called that anymore?
From what I've heard from your queen, she's anything but civil.
I'm
A
sorry, I
monster
didn't hear
in
what
human
you...
shape.
Oh, I'm sure you're trying to say long may she reign. Perhaps you mispronounced it.
You know, I'm not gonna pretend anymore. We fought the queen, probably killed 2 of her copies. I don't care what you think about that, or what I just said. But you are going to lower the prices, and then he's going to start changing with his necrotic shroud. And you know what? Yeah. And as his bone wings just start tearing out of his body, penetrating the walls behind him, he's gonna say, "And you will listen to me."
That's like an intimidation check to me.
Yeah. In addition, he is also going to have to make a charisma saving throw. DC 15.
Or what?
Become frightened till the end of
Okay.
my next turn. So we could just flavor it as an advantage or on intimidation, or...
I'm good with that.
Yep.
I don't know if you could throw a guidance in on this, can we?
So you precast it because you know these going to be negotiation at some point.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. It's 24.
What's the save for being frightened? DC?
Charisma 15.
He cowers back. Not gonna roll for the guards. They all cower back as well as this dark angel form comes up and says, "Oh, all right. You're right. You're right. Two gold pieces. Oh, 5 gold pieces is plainly too much. I think we can settle on 5 silver. That's almost a tenth of the price. Now, I know what you're going to say. Let's lower it down to the original price, but if I do that and I don't provide the Queen with the necessary funds, she'll have my head. Please, just 5 silver.
No. You heard me. I do not care about the Queen's oppression of the people. No, I care about... No, that was worded wrong. I do not care what the Queen wills to do if you stop taxing the people. You should believe me when I say that I am not doing this out of morbid destruction or wanton head. Look, the Queen is evil.
Hear what I say. The Queen is difficult, for sure. She has sent very strict instructions that I need to provide a sufficient amount of gold from the Azure bridge. If I lower these prices, I'm not going to make the quota, and it's going to be my head that rolls.
Let me think.
Yes. But wouldn't you believe that there would be more people that would cross if the prices were lowered?
We get odd travelers like yourself paying the 5 gold pieces, and if my maths is right, that's worth 100 normal travelers. So, net effect, we're ahead.
Let me think about this. He's gonna start retracting his wings after this minute, and if you don't give her enough money, she is probably going to have to send soldiers here, those werehound knights, fearsome creatures, and that's going to get more innocent people caught in crossfire. If I give you a solid amount of gold, will you lower it to the original price, or even let most of these poor people pass untaxed?
I'm listening. Make me an
Look,
offer.
you said 100 normal travelers.
Yep.
Something about that. How about I give you 100 gold, and you let most of these people just pass on for the normal price?
It's enough, my friend. Maybe can't refuse. Make a persuasion roll and don't roll a natural one. Evki.
Yeah,
There
that's
we go. Good
a
enough.
9.
Well, that is an offer I simply can't refuse. Alright. I think we have a deal. You give me 100 gold pieces. I'll lower the price down to a few copper pieces. And you can go on your merry way.
He's gonna take a pouch and put 100 gold in it, and he's gonna hold it out, and as he reaches out for it, he's gonna pull it back, and if I hear any word of this being a ruse, he's gonna just drop his hammer to the floor, probably smashing a few wooden tiles. That's gonna be your skull. And all of your men.
Oh, I understand. And he puts his hand out for the 100 gold pieces.
Yeah, and I give him the pouch.
All right, well, you gentlemen, you have a good day. I've got a bit of processing to do, but we're sure to lower the prices to a few copper pieces.
Good.
And the refugees start lining up, and Captain Clinic bows and says, well, on your way then.
He's gonna give a short nod and yeah, leave.
So you start crossing the bridge. Vander, what were you doing? You're looking through the eyes of joy, it seems. See what's going on?
Yeah. I just sent while they were having their conversation. I just sent Joy inside to make a peek while she's invisible.
Okay. And you see
So-
Evie and Orion start to cross the bridge while this crowd of refugees are wanting to get across. And they're handing over their copper pieces. What does Vander do?
Vander's going to do what he does best. He's going to cast invisibility on himself. And then he's going to walk to the edge over here and start climbing along here to like not enter through this area, just to make it across a little bit smoother. Not too many people going there.
Sure. You can absolutely do that, but I'm going to need you to make me a stealth roll at advantage, as there are people actively watching the bridge.
All right. Oh, double twos. That's not good.
Ooh.
So well, carry on. I'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to climb until I reach the bridge.
And you're walking. So you're walking across basically with Evie and Orion.
Yeah. So I guess once I manage to get across, if I'm quicker than Evie and Orion, I guess I'll wait for them. If not, I will just be on my merry way.
Orion, sir, I'm sorry. Did you think that was a wise deal, or?
I think it was quite a nice deal in time, a nice balance between good and evil, light and dark. However, we have to realize, even though we may deal with people like the captain there, he is only blindly following orders. He is just as much as a victim as anyone else.
Yes, I could see that in his eyes, in his fear of the Queen. It wouldn't have been good to resort to violence, and I'm glad it didn't.
Well, that would have been his choice. Had he chosen violence, that would have been his ultimate worst decision. At that point, it is what would we say, okay to defend oneself and to defend the innocence of others, which was being obviously exploited.
Yes. Well, let's see if we can get across this bridge and...
We can inform the other side that they have the same deal. Perhaps we should tell them to make sure that these men are going to honor their deal. That way, if we could return back, and if we were to hear anything else, then we may need to take matters into our own hands.
Yes. Let me just double back. I'll be returning a quick... I'll just notify that family I talked to and the others that the prices have been lowered.
Right. I will continue across and let the others know.
So
Right.
Bone, you return back to the refugees, and they
Yeah.
all thank you profusely. You're actually getting a bit crowded. I don't know how good Evie is in crowded situations, but you're being crowded in upon. But they're all just thanking you and thinking you're really cool. As Orion and Vander continue to cross the bridge. When you get to about there, you hear a voice saying, "Captain Clinic, we have an unauthorized person on the tower, on the bridge." And Instantly, Vander and Orion, your feet are stuck to the bridge. You momentarily try and
Ooh.
get it. It almost topples you over as you're walking. Both of your feet lock into place and you can't move. And you hear some people manning the ballistas from above. Identify yourself! We see you!
What are you doing, buffoons?
Not you, you fool! That idiot beside you!
What
Double
idiot beside me? There's nothing there.
Double twos
Okay,
on stealth,
so
my friend.
yeah, I guess this is some real powerful magic. It seems like. Yeah, Vander's going to drop his invisibility.
Wow, who are you?
And seeing the ballistas, he's going to raise his hands.
Captain Clinic comes out. He doesn't step on the bridge. The fine for unauthorized crossing of the bridge is either 100 gold pieces or death. Your choice, my friend.
Well, I would rather not die. May I approach to pay the gold?
You may place 100 gold pieces in a pouch, place it on the bridge. We want to see you counting it piece by piece. Then you may proceed.
What if I have an item that's approximately the value?
100 gold pieces. Cold hard cash. This is not a negotiation.
And what if I'm not able to pay except the items?
Then the ballistas are going to start firing.
Avga's gonna hear the commotion and come jogging over. And what is going? You're still in disguise, right?
Yeah,
he's in disguise. He's in disguise.
I
don't know. Wait a minute. Is disguise safe for concentration?
It's not a concentration. It just lasts for one hour.
You still look like a common father. Avga, you have a small problem. You're being surrounded by people. Do you just push your way through them?
Yeah, I'm gonna just look. The Redeemer works through me. This is just get. Wait.
Bless us,
let me get through.
Bless us. We need your blessings.
Give your thanks to the Redeemer. Now, let me through. I hear something going on.
You can make an athletics check if you like. If you just want to put your head down and barge through.
He's gonna do that gently in case might be a higher DC, but he won't barrel through them.
Maybe picking them up and put aside. Okay.
Yeah, just gently pushing people aside, but firmly, yes.
I'll pick it up. So count out 100 gold pieces, place them beside or face the fury of the ballistas. As I said, this is not a negotiation. Choose death or 100 gold pieces. I suggest you pay the fine.
Vander's just going to chuckle, be like, this is so typical. So he's going to bring out his money pouch and he's going to start placing gold coin after gold coin onto the floor of the bridge until
from above the watchtowers. You hear the click of the ballistas as they're locked and loaded on you. But you count out 100 gold pieces?
Yeah.
Avgi, you arrive as Vander's handing out. Well, this farmer, very rich farmer apparently, is handing out 100 gold pieces. What do you do, Avgi?
What is going on, Captain?
This man, we saw him. He was trying to sneak across invisibly. I suspect he's no common farmer. That is powerful magic, and he needs to place 100 gold pieces on the bridge, or the ballistas will take him out. He's placed
gonna face palm.
Strange friend. You mean you had all this money all this time? Why not just pay 3 copper pieces, you imbecile?
Banner's just going to turn to Orion because there's no fun in that.
Do I recognize this as Vander at all? Maybe with his voice or something. If there's something off with him, it seems really weird that this farmer just goes literally legit tries to skip out on 3 copper pieces worth of.
Well, make an investigation, because you think might think it might be a disguise. Make an investigation to beat Vander's spell DC.
All right.
So investigation by Orion. Does a 13
Oh.
beat it?
Nope. He's 17.
This is just a farmer. This isn't Vander.
Oh, with a fair farmer. I will never understand these newfangled people in this land.
Then
So
Clinic.
Banner's going to look at the general and be like, "May you drop the spell now so I can move away?"
You see him click a kind of activate the Azure rod in his hand, and you feel the pressure released on your feet.
Perfect. Am I free to go?
You are free to go.
And Vander will. Well, he has paid his due, and he will once again turn invisible.
A strange man.
Both, I assume, start progressing the bridge. You get about here, and once again your feet are locked into place. Captain Clinic, as you do, Avgi. Sorry, Mr. Avgi, I just need to confirm that he has left 100 gold pieces.
Oh yeah, I'm
And
just following him a bit behind.
You can't. The only way he's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
work is holding the Azure rod, so you can't.
Okay.
Unless you come up with some creative thing. And he collects up the 100
No.
gold pieces, and then he returns and he disenables the sticky things, and you guys are free to proceed.
Oh, I wanted to do something very stupid, but I'm not going to do that. It would be
Aw.
so fun, though.
The old give a video game merchant a lot of gold and then steal it back.
I was okay. I'm not going to do it, but I just wanted to tell you what I was thinking.
Sure.
So I was thinking of going to the other side here and then cast suggestion on the captain and force him to throw the stick into the river.
Oh.
Would be interesting.
Hmm.
You just could let him give us the stick.
Yeah, probably could. Hand the stick
Right.
over to Avgi.
Just for fun, I rolled for what the ballistas would have done, and I rolled a natural 20 on it. So that would have been... the other one would have hit, I assume, with a 22 Vander.
Yeah.
that would have been 9d10 damage.
Ooh.
Which would have taken you out. Would that have taken you out?
4 HP left.
4 HP. Well, they have a second round. Of course, you would have been stuck to the bridge. Anyway,
Yeah.
Vander, you're just going to cross over the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. The other refugees start approaching. Please, sir, 3 gold pieces, or 5 gold pieces is all we need. Please, help us cross.
The price has been lowered.
Oh, fantastic. And once again, guards start processing the refugees, taking 3 copper pieces. And I mean, they came here with the expectation of having to pay 3 copper pieces, so they can all afford it now. There's a rich mother returning back to her family, a family of 5, one of its with a daughter named Sophie, and some of them are flowing north and some of them are flowing south, and the Azure Bridge, it seems, is back open for business. As you finally arrive on the other side of the River Nenoch, I think? Yeah, the River Nenoch, on the King's Road.
I guess we follow the road as planned towards the crossroads in Gorso, where we will do the time skippy. Question for the planned time skip thing: should we copy our character sheets as they are at that point?
Too complicated. We'll just
Okay.
assume everybody's long rest and whatever level you happen to be in Gorso. So don't worry about it. It's just making adjustments for Kazri going through a bit of a tough time with her surgery and stuff. So we'll just keep that space open for her because she's a Gorso, of course. So that's why I did it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Gorso.
So on the road to the King's Road, you get to there. Set up your instant fortress and then proceed through to the next day. Let's start. Who's first? Chris, aka Aviki. Can you roll me a d20, please?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a bad one.
percentage?
Okay, let's see.
Random encounter. 22.
2.
Everybody roll me a d20, please. I suggest you roll high, so that's a bad roll, Avgi.
Ooh.
D20 from Orion. Josh?
Sorry, I had to go away for a minute.
Sure. So just roll me a d20, please.
Ooh.
So Avgi, roll me a d6.
5.
5. Okay. There we go. So, as you're walking through this rain, trying to keep as dry as possible, obviously it's incredibly hard with this continuing torrential rain. You're almost lugging through mud as you get there. And as you're going through Avgi, you kind of run your fingers through your hair to try and get the rain out of your eyes. And you notice your fingers are all stuck together, kind of like this, your fingers and your thumbs. And try with all your might to spread your hands, and you just can't. Your fingers are fused together.
Ooh.
Oh. This is this rain. Doing weird stuff, or is it the blood inside me? Orion, sir, could you take a look at this? What is... I can't seem to... they seem fused together, my fingers.
Now, let me see. And I'll take a look at it. Do I need to make a type of roll?
You need to make a
Medicine
medicine
roll?
check. You look closely at his hands as Avgi does the same. And it's almost as if the skin, it's not so much they're stuck together, it's almost as there's a layer of skin that's kind of fusing it together, almost like a, I don't know how to describe it, but And the whole finger is wrapped in a different type of skin. It's Orion, you recognize it. You think that's an obvious reason why he can't spread his fingers, but don't know much more than that.
Ah. I can try something. Perhaps this might help. I will cast.
Pass Lesser Restoration on it, hoping that the power will go it. And as you cast it, feel the healing energy into your body, Evki, but your fingers remain fused.
This may take perhaps a little bit of a stronger magic.
If not magic, you said there's an additional layer of skin between there.
And normally,
I could just try to separate them with a blade. Might hurt a lot, but I'm used to it by now. Brother, do you have a small knife or something?
I do have a dagger, but I'm not sure that's what you're looking for.
Well, would work. If it's sharp enough, I just need to heat it up a bit so it won't infect something.
Oh, I see. Well, Matter's going to give Avgi one of his daggers. I was considering using heat metal on it, but I feel like
how
that's
about
Oh, yeah.
hydrogen?
unnecessary, perhaps. If we can just make a fire instead.
I'll produce a flame and just hold it out and let you just warm the
Perfect. That's even
That
better.
works. Yeah. Gonna heat up the dagger's blade, and when I feel it's enough heated up, he's gonna start separating his fingers from each other. Yeah, by cutting into them.
So I counted up, there's 8 incisions you need to make, right? For the gap, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8 incisions you need to make. You cut the first one and you take 3 points of damage. Your hand starts bleeding. Rain starts entering the wound. There's nothing much you can do about that. Do you proceed to cut the next one?
Yeah.
You're going to cut all of them?
Yeah.
So roll another 7d6. So take 25 points of damage as you gruesomely sever these things. And now your hands are a bit of a mess.
Yeah, full of blue blood.
And purple rain. You cover them up, I imagine, as best you can.
Yeah, stick them inside my cloak.
Yeah, sure. Roll me a d4, though, as well, Evki.
Oh. That's 2.
You have disadvantage on all anything related to Dex for the next 2 days.
Oh, that's okay.
All right. Hands are a mess.
Mhm.
All right.
Abigail, brother, that looks awfully painful.
It is.
Perhaps this will help. And I'll pump in 30 points of healing.
Oh, thank you.
With the damage, but you're still
Right.
under the disadvantage of anything related to Dex.
Yes. That feels much better. Thank you, Orion.
Wow. As someone who thinks this rain absolutely sucks himself, At least I can offer a little bit of respite from the pain. Even though there looks like to be some insinuating damages that are beyond my fixing.
Yes, it's gonna take a little while. My body usually regenerates over time, so it's gonna be fine. Just this rain might be slowing the effects, so. Well, let's press on.
Okay, you press on. You put up the press on for a little bit, and you put up the instant fortress, and you proceed on the King's Road to Gorso. Now, let's presume Kazri is here for a little bit. She'll point out that there's usually a sign here saying Gorso this way, Nairngarth that way, Oathbreaker that way, kind of like people tend to put in extremes of the country and in airports, right? Pointing directions to various things. Pointing out things like Fort Stormbreaker and Fort Blackwell and Southkeep, and points all sorts of directions. But the signpost is no longer there. And as you approach, you're about 100 feet away. It seems someone has taken the signpost, this landmark, and turned it into a makeshift shelter. And as I said, you're about 100 feet away from the crossroads, expecting a sign, but seeing a shack instead. Shack is very obviously made by the sign because it's got, Nangrath and Gorso and Oathbreaker pointed out.
So it's a small shack or shelter, sort of.
Or shack, you'd have to sit down in it.
Is there anyone there or empty?
Make your perception check. I mean, it's not a perfect structure by any stretch of the imagination. There are gaps. And you see there's somebody inside. It seems to be trying to keep warm.
Hello there. We mean no harm. Are you okay?
A man emerges from the shelter. He says, "Oh, hello, 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 hello. It is most pleasant to have visitors. Have you been sent by the Relentless?"
I don't know if the Relentless is someone we worship. I'm of the Redeemer myself.
Well, good news for you. The Relentless and the Redeemer, they both talk to me. I'm a bit of a prophet around here. So if you wish a more direct communication with the gods, I can absolutely give you.
Insight check on that.
Yeah, the efficient master makes sure that the efficient master makes sure that I'm most capable. Oh yeah, he believes what he's saying. So please come. I'd offer you shelter, but this is all I have. But I'm but a humble man of the Wonder Maker. I make do what I can. Please, please, how can I help you? I'm connecting to the divine. Ask me a question, and I will call upon the Relentless to answer.
Usually, if I have a question, I just ask the Redeemer myself.
The Redeemer, the Wise One, the Eternal Mother, they talk in riddles and mysteries and symbols and signs. I have a direct connection to him. I can give you a real and a literal answer. Even the God of Death I can commune with. Please ask me your questions.
Is that normal?
Is what normal?
The fact that you can communicate with multiple gods. One I can understand, but have the ear of all of them kind of makes me sus.
Well, put it this way: this is the first person you've met who's claiming connection to multiple gods.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Because gods tend to be jealous, and they don't like, to split up your worship. I mean, what have you got to lose? If you're on a holy mission, or maybe a selfish mission, or maybe you're just heading to the brothels of Gorso. We'll plan protections for you. Please. Please.
I do not. I'm not certain about this, but
If you would like to entertain this fool, you can if you want to. I will not take any stock in what he has to say. I strongly are wary of the ones who carry the ear of all the gods.
well, I shall acquiesce to your wisdom, then, Master Orion. Best of luck to you. What did you say your name was?
Cloviart. There we go. I know how to pronounce my name. It's Cloviart. Look, I take your skepticism. I know I understand that. But look, to be honest, what have you got to lose? I'm not asking for gold. I'm not asking for favors. I'm just offering you a direct conduit to the gods. What have you got to lose?
Well, I can try.
What do you wish to know?
Well, it's on the way for our journey. What will we find at the Lodge of Wanderlust?
Let me commune with the Eternal Mother. And he sits down, just splashes down in the mud. His eyes rolls back onto the head, and he starts shaking. At the Lodge of the Wastel. Hi, Evgi. Hi, Traveler. If you didn't say your name. Hi, Traveler. This is the Eternal Mother. I am speaking through this man. And I can tell you, at the Lodge of Wanderlust, you will find a man who's half bird, half man. His name is Stimfey. And Stimfey knows much about the Arden Forest, and he will guide you through the forest and seek that which you seek. And with that, Cloviart's eyes roll back so his pupils are visible. So, Evgi, did you get the questions you want answered?
I think so.
Oh, good. There's something else I can help you with. You're obviously a great man of faith.
I do not. Perhaps my brother can ask a question.
Of course.
Oh yeah. You can commune with any god, is that right?
Yes.
Even the ones that are considered perhaps evil.
The thing is, no one considers themselves the bad guy, so none of them would say, "Oh, I'm the evil god."
That's a good point. But what normal people would consider evil then? Gods of murder, treacherousness, all that kind of stuff, right?
It's a spectrum, like the god of the Redeemer, the god of life. Now, maybe life is a precious gift, or maybe we waste our lives so you can worship the Redeemer in saying all life should be forfeit. So some murderers actually worship the god of life because they think life should be taken. And then there's God of death. People worship the god of death because that's a natural part of life. There's nothing good or evil or inherently bad about death. They take comfort in someone having a domain in the god of the death. Give him thanks for a peaceful passage and things like that. But so, all gods, fuzzy edges, shall we say. What is your question?
I have an interesting question to whatever god wants to listen to me. And my question is, what, or perhaps how, did I become royalty?
I will communicate now the god of knowledge. And once again, Cloviart's eyes roll back into his face and he takes on an unusual voice. He says, I am the god of knowledge. I am the wise one. I am worshipped by any who seek knowledge. What is your question for me, child?
I've heard rumors that I am of a royal lineage. Is that true? And in case, how did that happen?
My dear sweet child, let me tell you a story first. There is a philosophy that people communicate with me about living past lives. I think this is just a circle. You die one day and you're reborn as a babe the next day. Let's just say the last people who prayed to me, they all claimed that they were Ireland the Redeemer in a previous life. That is what they feel strongly in their heart. And yet this can't quite be true. Others promise and swear they're former kings and queens. And do you know what? No one ever claims they were a peasant in a past life. It is always somebody of note. And you, my friend, have fallen under the same trap. Dreams and desires of royalty. You are no royalty. And with that, Lobiard comes back.
Interesting. Well, I guess that answered my question.
But those papers you found, was it a ruse?
Perhaps, or perhaps there's something deeper, something else. I mean, royal families don't just appear out of natural order. They either create themselves or are made from something, so I guess we'll find out sooner or later.
I can tell you travel with a man of faith, someone who walks in the steps of the Redeemer. Perhaps you have a question for me. Oh, I see you've taken on the vow of silence and muted yourself. That is an interesting tactic.
Yes. Perhaps it would be wise for you to take the same vow. As when it comes to my god, I will always commune with him personally instead of through other means.
If there is a different god you wish to ask a question.
Not as I'm aware of.
These gifts are freely given. Perhaps the other two would like another question. I can answer as many questions as you like.
Oh, I want to try one more question, please.
Of course, I'm a conduit for the gods. My gift is freely given.
So, I have this craving from day to day. One could say that it's some sort of curse that's been placed on me. Is there any way to remove this curse?
For the third time, Cloviard eyes roll back into his head and he starts shaking. And another. When I say another voice, he's still talking in his voice, but it's like me, right? When I talk like this, it is still plainly Malcolm. So it's still plainly him talking, but he takes on a different voice each time.
Can I try to insight check him to see if it's like
Sure.
playing a persona or if it seems more truthful than?
Sure.
Yeah, not gonna be able to get anything from that.
Another voice comes and says, I am the inevitable. I am the Alpha and the Omega. Some people refer to me as the God of Death. And I have been summoned here to answer your question. What is your question?
The curse that's been placed on me, is it possible to remove it or nullify it?
If you're referring to the curse of life itself, that will come to an inevitable end. What is this curse that you speak of?
I have this hunger from day to day. I feel like I need to eat as fresh as possible of red meat. And Vander's gonna look like he's gonna look like it's a silly question in a way because it sounds like he's just in love with meat. Is it possible to quench this hunger for meat?
Considered becoming a vegetarian. And I'm not really seeing a problem here. You like meat, and it's bad for your arteries to eat that much meat. I do not see a problem.
Well, if becoming a vegetarian is the solution, I thank you, God of Death, for your advice.
I have not answered your question. What is the problem with the craving of the meat? Do you wish to stop, but you cannot?
I feel like my power is. I feel very tired if I don't consume meat for a couple of days. I feel drained.
That is...
And that aspect is what's annoying me.
The solution to your dilemma is quite easy. Eat meat while you can, but bathe in the waters of the monastery of past lives, and your craving for meat shall be quenched. The monastery of past lives is over here, just in case you didn't see it.
I'm just going to write that down.
Sure.
Okay. Well, sounds easy enough. Thank you.
Oliviart becomes Cloviart again. Of course, I hope that was helpful. Okay, one last chance now. I'll let you go on your way. As I said, I ask for nothing in return, just to do the work of the Wise One, the Eternal Mother, the Inevitable. Anything else?
That is fine enough. Thank you for the answers, I think.
Of course, of course.
assume we're heading on, and as we're moving away from the shack and the Cloviart, Avgi is going to say, I've never heard the word Stimfe or what is we're going to be looking for in the Arden Forest, but seems like a strange answer. I'm not sure. What do you think, Orion? Just making stuff up?
Hard to say. If he does truly have a direct connection to the gods, it is not for mere mortals to say yea or nay. However, it seems to me curious that he would be a conduit for all gods. Perhaps, maybe he is only but for one god who likes to parade around as other gods.
A deity of trickery and mischief?
Perhaps. Only a theory, though.
Well, I guess
Perhaps
we'll find out.
Perhaps when we go to these locations, you will need to make sure you understand to try them out to see if they, in fact, do answer the questions you were seeking.
And if they know this Cloviart at all. Might just be his accomplices scattered about to lead us into their schemes of some sort.
Perhaps. Caution when approaching your questions. At least the locales that he directed us to.
And you, brother, are you satisfied with your answer about meat? Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly vegetarian. I can teach you how to prepare well-cooked greens and stuff.
Aye. If you need nourishment, if you don't feel satisfied, I know of a spell that gives quite a nourishment with just one bite.
Well, thank you, both of you, I guess. But for the time being, none of your solutions are of interest to me. I think while we can, I would like to prefer hunting for that juicy steak that's roaming around inside of the woods. And if I'm not mistaken, sounds like we're kind of in a good spot to be hunting outside of the King's Forest and Thornwoods. Hopefully some delicious animals are roaming around.
Well,
But
we're to do this actually. So make me 2 survival checks. Who is leading the hunt to keep Vander's hunger under control?
Well, I
think it was Orion or
Orion, yeah.
That did it last time. But if Avgi wants to hunt for his brother, I wouldn't mind.
Can help out.
Whoever is going to the hunt, I'm going to help them with the invisibility.
So it sounds like Orion is. So why don't you make me 2 survival checks? It's just much easier to hunt. Oh, okay, no problem. So roll again anyway. So 23 for the first day. So your hunger is satiated with some deer. And Orion for the next day, same thing. Survival at advantage as you're made invisible.
Alright.
Problem. Okay. So you make your way to Gorso. Things happen. I was going to say, we'll carry over one thing into Gorso, Chris, and that's going to be your bloodied hands. I think that's the one thing. Because it'll be 2 days to get there.
Oh, yeah. I'll try to remember that. Yeah.
So will you be at disadvantage? And things happen in Gorso. And you come back to the crossroads and start heading north to Nangrath. My friends, as we'll take a short break, stretch those legs, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, see
Right,
you guys in a
perfect.
bit.
Yep.
Okay, so having
Yep.
whoops. Okay, yeah, having talked to Cloviar, got some hints perhaps about ways to solve things. Went to Gortho, things happened, and now you head north along the green road to Namgarth, hoping to find another Torque. You've had two, you have one at the moment. You didn't find one in Harveston, even though that's where the tended to imply it would be, so a mystery for another day perhaps. But two things. Let's have Vander roll a d20 and Orion make a survival check. I assume at advantage because of the invisibility. Okay, no problem. So you press on along the green road between the Thorn Woods, and the Thorn Woods is very aptly named. The King's Forest, you could wander through there, you might encounter a bear or something like that, but a rather pleasant forest. Thorn Woods is the complete opposite. Just walking through there is difficult. Thorns, vines, no natural path through there. So if you wanted to go through the Thornwoods, you can, but it'd be very slow going. It'd be like bushwhacking. You have to basically cut your way through the vines and the thorns and all those type of things. But you press on along the green road. And this would be the second day's travel. So, Orion, roll a d20 and make a survival check at advantage. Liking the random encounters, guys. And roll me a percentage. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, an 18 and an 81. Okay. 81. Okay. Continue on, pressing through the green road between the Thornwoods and the King's Forest. And just inside the Thornwoods, just a little bit, you don't see it, you hear it before you see it. And in fact, Orion hears it before anybody. You hear the gentle weeping of what is probably a child.
From the forest.
Just inside the Thornwoods, like just on this side over here.
I feel like I hear a child crying.
All the way out here?
That sounds suspicious.
Still, if it's real, we gotta help.
And if it's a trap?
I guess that's a risk we would just have to take, I think.
Agreed.
I don't fully agree with you guys, but fine, I guess. Do you mind if I hang out in the back just to keep the entrance clear in case something were to happen?
I have
Yeah,
no
that's
qualms
fine.
with it.
Weeping sounds continue.
Abigail's gonna take point and lead the way to the sound.
It doesn't take much skill to find the location of the sound. You have to push away a few thorny vines, and you see this 10-year-old child, just absolutely filthy, covered in lots of scratches and cuts, You surmise Evgie probably from being in the thorn woods, and she looks up at you, and she puts her head down, and like she's on her knees and starts weeping some more. Just
Are
crying.
you okay? Are you here by yourself?
She looks up through the only clean part of her face is her cheeks where the tears have run down, and she says, "Do you know where they are? Can you take me home? I'm sure my
Where
auntie
is
would
your
take me
home?
home. It's Odenbeer. Please take me back."
That's a very many days travel from here. We could take you to Nangrath and
But my
see if
auntie,
we can.
but my auntie will take me in.
Well, how did you get all the way up here? We're in the Thornwoods.
I came with my parents and we're heading to Namgrath, and then all this rain started, and um some some weird gnomes they they accosted us, and they said they were from the Circle of the Seven Thorns or something, and they took my
Can I insight check this?
Sure, sure. And they said they did things to mum and dad, and now I ran and and I'm hungry, and I just want to see my auntie. Yeah, you believe her, right? She seems to be telling the truth. So please, do you have food or clean water to spare at least? I'm ever so thirsty. I'm ever so hungry.
Yes, I think we
Yeah.
do have some, of course.
And she greedily laps up the water, especially, and starts munching on whatever rations you gave her. Oh, you are good people. I, I, I see, I'm all alone. I just want to go see my auntie in Odenbeer, please.
What your parents? Are we nearby where they were taken, or do you? Forgive me for asking so bluntly, but do you know if they are still alive? Did those gnomes do something to them?
Yes, perhaps they maybe took him to a certain direction.
I don't want to say, but I I guess I'm an orphan now. I don't want to say anymore. That's too painful.
Of course, of course, Miss. What is your name?
Lucy.
Ah, it's nice to meet you, Lucy. My name is Avgi. This is my friend Orion, and well, he's not here. He's waiting at the road. My brother Vander. We can take you to Nangrath, and what we will do is give you some money. Perhaps we can find someone having someone with a horse and what's the word? Chariot?
Couch?
Wagon? Yeah, a
Wagon.
couch. Wagon, yeah.
Not a couch.
That can take you safely to Oathbreaker. It is a dangerous journey and a dangerous destination. But you could come with us, and we can see if there's perhaps some nice people in Nangrath that can take you in as you wait to travel to Oathbreaker.
Oh, so Nangrath, then Odenbeer?
Yes, we are on quite a difficult mission, so I would love to do nothing more than to help you get to your auntie, but circumstances are that we can't return to Oathbreaker in a while. But we can help you. I'll try to help you any way I can. Lucy.
Oh, okay. Um, I guess I'll come with you. Um,
Yes.
okay. Is it okay if I hold your hand while we go?
Of course. I have quite big shoulders. You can sit on my shoulders if you want it. It's a bit high, so if heights frighten you, I can just hold your hand.
It's okay. I can ride up.
I'll gently pick her up and put her on my shoulders, and
She climbs
I'll,
up. No problem. And as you start walking to Nangrath, she actually falls asleep on your shoulders. Obviously, a very, very tired little girl.
I'll explain the situation to Vander, and no, you can't adopt this one. Let's try to get her to her relatives in some way.
Are you suggesting that if she doesn't have any relatives, that you adopt her instead?
I don't know.
I
All
feel like
alone
you.
in this world.
I feel like you would be such a good fatherly figure, Avgi. Just try not to abandon them next time.
Your words sting, brother. And I accept that. Like I said, I spent my time on the streets when I should have spent time with you and our parents, perhaps a bit more. You have my apologies for that. I know that I should have been more present.
I did mean what I said, though, Avgi. I feel like you would be a very good father. Well, thank you. It's probably not going to be the last time I tell you that, but I'm going to be honest with you. It helps a little bit more each time I say it.
Well, in that case, keep doing it for as long as you have to.
No, I will. I wouldn't have done it any other way, even if you didn't like it.
We'll see if we can turn that bitterness inside you around, little brother.
Well, you have taken on a great deal of quests and tasks, but I have a feeling that if you manage to do that, that will be your greatest accomplishments in this life. But who doesn't like a challenge?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Now, let's see if we can get to Nangrath and get this little girl to safety before she's too affected by the rain.
Well, I feel like I I agree. I don't want her to be out in the rain longer than she has to. Ever since the burning of the Temple of Light, I feel like I've gained at least some sympathy for at least children. So yeah, that's something. It's new to
It
me.
is something. It is something.
So
Very funny in hindsight after your session one murder. Yeah.
well, if Lucy tries to take my remaining pocket change, well, she might end up in the gutter as well. But let's try to not tempt her with all the gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, you better believe you never let that slip up around Avgi. What you did that first session.
Well, I'm not going to brag about it, but I'm not going to deny that it ever happened either. So.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess we pressed on to Nangrath and yeah.
Okay. So you set up your uh, your instant fortress at the inside between the things, and you get a full night's sleep. But Mr. Orion, would you mind coming to voice channel 2 for me, please?
Yeah.
The dreaded
I'm
voice
in
channel
trouble
2.
now.
Okay. So, actually, we'll just make an adjustment. So, during the night, um, you get a good night's sleep, but in the middle of the sleep, you have a dream, or is it a vision? You're not sure what it is. But you see the entire land of Eglarion right at the height of the rule of the Dark Angels. People are oppressed, people are killed indiscriminately. Just horrible, horrible times. And you see the much smaller city of Odenbear, the seat of their power, and the entire area just cloaked in darkness as the moon sits in front of the sun, so the place is in perpetual darkness. And then you see someone you're familiar with, if you've heard them at least, Sareth. And you see the great ritual of light that she performed that literally shatters the moon, and light floods over it, effectively ending the rule of the Dark Angels. And then as Sareth is taking in exactly what she has done and the curse she has broken, you're brought back to your room. You're not sure if you're asleep or dreaming, but sitting on a chair next to your bed is Sareth, the great cleric who ended the reign of the Dark Angels. And she says, Orion, you follow the path of the Redeemer as strongly as I did. So firstly, let me say, well done.
Sarath, it's good to see you. A long time has passed, apparently.
Well, I am not of this world. I have passed away, but by the blessings of the Redeemer, they've allowed me to commune with you and pass upon some wisdom. Did you see the vision that I shared with you?
Yes. I never actually got to see with my own eyes the ritual itself, but quite a spectacle. Powerful to shatter the moon as such as that, just in the darkness.
Well, it was quite the risk, but it paid off handsomely. And the land entered into a glorious worshipping of the Redeemer far and wide. That was the only religion that was practiced. And this brought the
Well aware.
and this
That
place.
was.
Sorry,
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, this place was in darkness. It was in ruin. And thankfully to the work of the Church of the Redeemers, the faithful went and spread and rebuilt this world. It was a glorious time indeed, where the Redeemer was venerated most highly, and her blessings are plain for all to see.
Yes, I do remember the peak of it and how wonderful it was as a young one. Everybody was happy. And then I remember the slight changes. Slowly, everything got to be too focused on the one of who was in power at the time, and to make sure that power existed, My mother was always telling me that she feared that the Dark Ages would return again, and that some extreme measures had to be taken, even if they weren't necessarily on the, how she would put, up and up.
Well, I know all too well what happened to the Redeemer. Those in power abused their power, and Alan the Constructor and the King eventually overthrew the theocracy, which I think was unfortunate and misguided. I need to ask you a favor, Orion. Think of it
Mm.
as a holy quest coming from above.
Orion is all ears, as he has been faithfully served the Redeemer, and he has chosen to give me this form.
As you,
Curious, this form.
as you see, all around you, this land is cursed. It's in perpetual darkness in this endless rain. Tell me, what ended the reign of the Dark Angels?
It was your ritual when you shattered the moon that caused the cataclysmic chain of events.
And what repaired the world?
I would say that it was the hope, the light that was inside all of us uniting together against the dark ones.
United together under the blessings of the Redeemer.
Right.
I need you to gather as many people as you can. I need you to be an evangelist of sort and get as many people as you can under the banner of the Redeemer. I understand you're getting to Nangrath there. You need to make believers of everybody as far as you can go. It is only by this, as the swells of the Redeemer grow, we will bring peace to this land once more.
I shall try such to spread the message. I feel I'm at somewhat of a disadvantage being so away for such long, but perhaps if I remind them of their history at this point in time, of when darkness ruled the land as it may now currently reside, perhaps that may trigger a movement of sorts to get behind the Redeemer once more, so we can use the light to fight the darkness.
It is exactly what I'm saying. And you are wise, Orion. And Orion, the Redeemer also tells me that even in this brief time that you've been on this plane, people are talking about you. People are talking about your companions as well. Some sing you as beacons of light, and some people think you of harbingers of doom. You must take this reputation that you've earned and spread the word of the Redeemer far and wide, because the Redeemer is light in their most purest form, and there's only one thing that combats the darkness, and that is a very bright light.
I agree.
I will be in touch. As I said, I'm not really of this world, but the Redeemer speaks through me. You will hear our words and we'll see how you're going. But you need to spread the light, Orion.
I will take on the task. Perhaps there seems to be one that's already dedicated to the Redeemer. I can take him under wing, so to speak, and allow him and I, as we have already accomplished great works for the Redeemer, just as we did at the bridge.
That is
He
good.
did it in the Redeemer's name, so already that message may be populated throughout the land. But I will take that responsibility to Nangrath and make sure that we could get as many people possible in behind and under the banner of the Redeemer.
Not just Nangrath, Corso, Willow Creek, Ronald's End, Odin Bear, Harveston, Southkeep, far and wide. This is not a quest for Nangrath. This is a quest for the soul of Iglarion.
I will take it to heart then, Sanrath.
With that, Sanrith stands up, smiles, and vanishes. And you stop for a moment, but then you wake up. It seems as if you weren't really awake when this was happening. You can go back to sleep alike if you want, but let's go back to the other voice channel. Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
We are back. Gotta press one more button. This button. There we go. All right. So with Lucy and I don't know, and you wake up early in the morning. What do you guys do?
Suppose we pack up and after eating some food, feeding Lucy and heading towards Nangrath.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We should definitely make haste to Nangrath.
Why so?
Well, you have something to find there, correct?
Yes, a torque. It was only supposed to have been in control by someone called. Let me see. I wrote it down. They were close to Nangrath. Let's see. Kalner Rockhart Nangrath, the lawgiver of Nangrath, brought the stone torque of the tower. There was something about them not being there, or was that someone else? Yeah, the Dragon French. Lawgiver of Arden. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose the stone torque.
So, you press on to Nangrath. Plenty of reason to make haste. Not necessarily just for reasons. It's just terrible to be outside. As you approach this walled village city, you see ahead of you, quite a bit ahead of you, you see a dwarf. You know Nangrath. Nangrath is traditionally a dwarven mining town. You see a dwarven man pulling along a very stubborn mule. And he's struggling and he's slipping in the rain. He's not going very far. And he's just struggling. He's not making any progress. Damn stupid ass! Get your friggin' ass! Oh, damn it! I'm trying to get you to safety, you daft bastard! Hurry up! He's just struggling. He's making very, very slow progress with this very stubborn mule. And he's about 50 feet ahead of you, and he's so annoyed at the creature that he doesn't even notice you.
As we walk next to him, I'm gonna say, have you tried a more gentler approach, like this? Hey, and he's gonna just make this.
Before you start talking to him as you approach him, but before you get within conversation range, So I'll just drag you to the map. Or creatures. They look like they're made from stone. They're carrying a net in one hand and a lance of sort in the other hand. And they're coming down and they're swooping towards this dwarven man. One of them's got a net open and they're kind of dive bombing him. And the dwarf says, "Will you sons of bitches just stop? You've already taken enough of us." And he dives bomb. And, well, they dive bomb. Oops. Now, so please roll for initiative. Let's sort this out.
That's 13 for Avgi.
16 for Evgi.
Give me a sec. Where's my token? Oh, there are. 12 for Vander.
And then did we get...
I can do
oh,
Joy as well. Just
Sure, just
why
drag
not?
Ryan. Your Ryan led the way with a natural 20.
16 for Joy.
Okay, so as Evgi shouts out a more gentler approach for it, the man turns and these four, looks like almost concrete stone flying creatures start dive bombing on this dwarf. Ryan, you're first to react. What do you do?
All right, where are we at? All the way. Okay, way down there.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna run up. All right, move here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how far I can get. Get right there. And all right. All right. I'm going to hold a spell for when they get within. Let me make sure this is within space over here. Let me see. I don't know. Did I have that? Yeah, I got it prepared. It has a 60 feet. Daggum. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I can't reach him over there. So I will go ahead and just fire off to see the closest one. Let's see. This one right here is one I'm going to target for a guiding bolt.
Okay. They're only 15 feet off the ground, so your guiding bolt will be well within range. Feel free to try and hit it. 16.
16.
The guiding bolt flies across, slams into him. It's a good hit, but it just dissipates off its thick, stony hide. 16 is a miss.
Okay. Then for my bonus action, I will go ahead and queue up a starry form.
Sure. Which one? Of the archer?
Yes.
Sure.
And I'm out of range for one now, so I'll have to wait till my next turn to fire off a shot.
Sure.
Because I think it's 60 feet that I can fire it.
Yeah, you rush forward, shoot off your guiding bolt. It goes just wide, but a good a start. What does the invisible joy do?
So Joy can only fly 40 feet.
Okay.
So she will take the dash action and we'll say she's flying straight to the donkey over here. And yeah, she'll just remain there stealthy and invisible.
Sure. And assume Joy is hovering over the ground, because let's just say puddles of rain are probably best avoided.
Yeah, let's not touch that.
Rangor tries to jump up on the mule. Look, you stubborn bastard! We've got to get out of here! Run like you've never run before! And he's going to make an animal handling check, which is wisdom, I believe. The donkey picks him off. Whoops. Puts on a few pounds. And he lands prone on his back. You daft fucking idiot! And he starts, the mule starts looking around as he's making his turn to escape. But it's not his turn. And as these stone creatures, they say, you just made it easy for us. We shall take you back and make you our servants. And it swoops down. And it's gonna throw its net against the dwarf by making a net attack. Just make sure. Yes, net attack. Throws it down upon him. Rolls a 24, which will hit him easy. And he's got him tied up in a net. And he starts flying to drag the dwarf away. But he doesn't quite do it yet. That'll be his turn. And it says, Brongo, I am Brongo the dwarf of Nangrat. You shall put me down right this instant. And the creature says, what fun will that be? You'll serve like the rest of them. Evgi.
Yeah, let's see. Avgi's gonna gently put Lucy down and say, "Stay close to Vander. We'll protect you, but we need to save this dwarf."
Just put Lucy in the turn order, and I'll just roll her straight initiative. 17. Look at that. She'll do exactly what you say straight away.
Yeah.
To Vander, he's a little. Okay. And she lets go of your hand and rushes over and grabs hold of Vander's hand.
Let's see. I'm gonna bonus action rage, so that's gonna give me another 20 movements due to instinctive pounce.
Sure.
That's half my speed, and then I'm going to dash. I think. Let's see how far I get. That's 60, and with a dash.
Care to avoid the puddles, of course.
Oh yeah.
Puddles
of what exactly?
Oh, it's rainwater, but you know how bad the rainwater is, so you know best to be avoided.
I think I can. I can go here, jump across. Yeah.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, so Evgie takes off running, raging as he goes. Vander, Lucy has grabbed hold of your hand.
Vander is going to be like a little bit annoyed at first, but then he's going to realize that, poor girl, fine. I guess I'll let her hold my hand for the time being. We'll stay where we are, though, a little bit away from combat. And I guess don't have too many spells that can get at this range. I guess I will just walk a little bit with Lucy. To the other side of this puddle here.
Sure. Yep,
Not stepping into it. Perfect. I'm going to take a breath, collect some spit in my mouth, and spit the well,
phlegm.
The phlegm.
Does that spell
we're gonna do that.
Does that spell require somatic components?
Yeah.
You can't cast it because someone's holding tight to one of your hands that you need to cast the spell.
Oh, I thought I can use my other hand. Okay. Let's see then. Can I do... Oh, then that's probably going to be a liability. Looks like most of my things require somatic. No, I'm going to do... Oh, I can't do that at this range. I need to be even closer. Perfect. You know what? Can I take out my one of magic missile and use the item for its magical properties?
Yeah, like Lucy's half holds on your hand and kind of wrapping her arms around your like upper arm, kind of like clinging to the side of you, which is very much makes magic difficult. But magic missiles, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll use my wand and I will use 2 charges to cast magic missile at 2nd level. So I guess that's 4 balls.
Yep.
Oh, that's a pretty good hit.
That is. And which one do you target?
I'm gonna take this one. This one.
Okay, so the missiles go unerringly towards it. Don't think they've got anything that could do it. Takes 17 points of damage. Okay, nice. And Lucy continues to grasp your arm and your hand, preventing any spells. Of course, you could stop.
Can I try to tell Lucy to instead grab onto my coat? Try to convince her to do that.
Says, no, Mr. Evke said I must stay with you. I'll stay right here. She grips tight.
Yeah, you can.
And she rolls a natural 20. She's not going it. Well, you can make an athletics or acrobatics check, but you're going to have to beat a natural 20. You might be able to do that.
I don't want to force her to let go of me. I want to try to convince her. You can stay close to me, Lucy, but you can keep a tight grip on my coat instead, so you don't let go of me.
Make a persuasion check and roll a 21 or higher.
Well, I do have a fair chance of doing that, so... Oh.
No,
okay.
I'll stay right here. I'll stay right here. You can try and convince her on your next turn, but for the moment, you're limited. Okay, and one thing I forgot to do, so I'm going to retcon this a little bit. Avgi, as you approach this stone creature, they're carrying like a purple wreath around their necks, and it smells like lilac, and it's almost like sickeningly sweet. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yeah. Let's see. Constitution saving throw.
While it's a very, very sweet smell, you manage to block your nose and avoid it. Okay, so just forgot to do that, sorry. And Vander, is that your turn?
Yes, it is.
The mule starts heeing and hawing, and it just 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And the dwarf in the net of this creature says, "You daft bastard, come back!" And he doesn't. And this creature comes and swoops down next to you, the one that got hit by the magic missiles, Avgi. And it's leading with its lance, so it tries to skewer you almost like a knights of old. And it rolls a 24 for 15 points of piercing damage, reduced to 7 because of your rage. And then it goes trying to claws you across the neck. A 7, so that misses. But I'm going to need you to make another Constitution saving throw, as the smell of lilac is overpowering. So another con save, please, Avki. Oh, you still get away with the worst of it. This is the one that. Wait. Oh no. That's good. The mule, he went. This guy. He is going to. Yeah, it's the only sensible thing to do. Let me get over to Abby though. Let's have a look. Not quite. But it's going to fly over here. Fly right above this puddle. Remain 15 feet in the air. And it's going to actually just a little bit further. And it's going to throw a net against Avgi. And this will be at disadvantage because it's a little far away. At disadvantage, it rolls a 19. I think that hits Avgi.
Yeah.
Yep. So the net goes over you. Let's see. So mechanically, you're just grappled. Restrained. So restrained. So attacks will be at disadvantage, but you have a net thrown over top of you. And yeah, that's creatures from above. This one flies over here, picks up the dwarf, and starts flying back in this direction. It doesn't get very far away, not very far off the ground. It's 5 feet off the ground, but it is leaving with the dwarf, and the dwarf is cursing. Put me down, daft bastard! Orion, what do you do? Finally, without a word, Orion charges forward.
Because he's got a plan, and he's measuring.
Good.
And I'm going to cast Command at 4th level. As I will tell them to halt.
Halt? Okay. So that what's the save? Let's go through some saves first. What's so wisdom? 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I get it? I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was it 17? So 2 succeed and 2 fail. I'll just roll some dice. The first one and the third one. So there's the ones with the confusion are the ones that you've commanded to drop. Oh, halt. Sorry, stop. It was halt, wasn't it?
Yeah,
okay.
Halt.
So my understanding on the spell, on their turn, they'll perform the action. Right?
Yep.
So nothing happens yet, but on their turn, they won't fly away, won't do anything. They'll just stop right where they are.
Yep. And then I'll use my bonus action to fire at the one that's trying to take away the dwarf.
So this one here, yep. Your starry form of the archer. Oh,
That's
dear.
miss.
That just goes horribly.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a 1d8. That's not even a roll.
Okay, yeah, rolling a d20 will have a better chance of success.
That might be helpful. Where's my roll? There it is. A 12. That's
12
enough. Yeah.
still misses, but not as badly. Okay, Orion, seeming to have some of these creatures under your command. Joy, you're right up there invisible. What do you do? Joy is lost for words.
All right, I'm going into the same trap as well. I'm going to fly Joy close to the one that's carrying the dwarf. And yeah, I guess I will make Joy attack her on my turn.
Sure, well, let's just do it now.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. There we go.
At advantage, because Joy's invisible for a moment anyway.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go.
Lovely.
Natural 20!
I guess that's Joy's second or third. Nat 20, so 8 piercing damage, magical if that matters. And I don't know if they have immunity to poison, but if they don't, they have to make a DC 17 saving throw. I have a feeling that they do have immunity.
They do. They have an immunity to poison being appeared to be made from rock, so rock doesn't not use poison. Brongor says, "Oh, let me go, let me out of here." And he starts struggling. He's going to try and get out. Oh, and he doesn't. He just gets himself further entangled in the net. God damn it! Oh, this one. Let's us poke you a few times before we drag you away. And the stone creature gets its lance and tries to poke it into you through the net at advantage. And at advantage, it rolls a 21. So take 14 points of piercing damage. Avgi, reduced to 7 because of your rage. Then it pokes you with a net again. And this time we're also rolling a 24 at advantage for another 9 points of piercing damage. Reduced to 4 because of your rage. And
Yeah.
then he's going to fly up. He's going to struggle a little bit. Now what's his... Normally get much further than this. When I'm going to flavor it as Avgi is much heavier than he's expected. And you're hoisted 10 feet in the air and inside of the net. Lucy continues to grab hold of your arm, Vander, and Avgi, 10 feet up in the net. What do you do?
Oh, I'm gonna try something funny. So can I grab through the nets to grab the creature and grapple it? Or if it's blocked, Avgi is gonna use his bone claws to slice through it, and then he's going to try to grapple the winged creature and drag it down.
So make an attack with your claws
Yep.
at disadvantage.
I'm gonna do it I'm gonna do it recklessly.
Okay, so straight. Okay, roll damage.
This for the nets. That's 12 damage.
So you slash a big hole through the net, enough for you to get out of.
Can I immediately grab the thing trying to carry me away?
Sure. So make a... Well, I guess athletics at advantage because you're raging. Oh, and it rolls another natural 20 for a 22.
Doesn't matter.
No.
So you reach out and grab hold of its wings, right? That was the plan?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
just
both-
as I fall to the ground.
Yeah, you both fall to the ground. So you'll take that damage, and it will take 6 points of damage as it crashes to the ground. And I'll say because you're such a large lad, the creature is going to land prone on the ground as you're free from the net.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay there and keep him prone. Or, yeah.
Okay, so very cool escape from the net. I love it. Okay, Vander. Lucy continues to cling hard to your arm.
Yeah, we're going to follow Orion over here. That's 30 feet. I don't know if I'm able to walk that far with Lucy hanging on my
She
on me.
runs beside you, but as you pass by the very angry mule, it's going to try and kick you. +2. So,
Right.
8, 5, 7 points of damage. Just get
It
clocked by
still
the mule.
hurts though. Yeah, that's embarrassing. But okay.
I had a friend who was kicked by a horse and it broke her arm, so be thankful you don't have any broken bones.
Could have been so much worse. Vanner wants to try to, before he does his attacks, he wants to once again try to convince Lucy to keep a hold on his clothes instead. It's very important, Lucy, that I have my arms free to use my abilities, and it's very hard to do that while you're clinging to my arm, so please, would you be kind and...
I'm scared. Persuasion for a 15, or a 16 or more on persuasion.
Well, oh my god. Wait, is that persuasion?
Yes, persuasion. It's good.
Yeah, perfect. I can roll below 19, it seems, because of the silver tongue.
Oh, cool. Yeah, she swings
I
around.
roll a 4, so...
Yeah, she swings around behind you and holds your cloak. So she's attached, but your hands are free.
Okay, perfect. That gives me some more options. Are they wearing any metal? Are the spears or the nets made of metal?
The spears are made from wood with stone tips, and they're not wearing any armor. They're just stone creatures.
All right. Stone creatures. Well, I guess that's my original plan then, corrupting Icar. So spitting some flame on them.
Sure.
So I'll spit on the one carrying the dwarf.
Okay.
20.
That's within range.
Yeah, it's 60 feet.
Okay, cool. And this does necrotic damage, right?
Yeah, not acid or poison.
Okay, so it gets coated in your phlegm. Lucy goes, eh! you hock a loogie on him. And does it take any damage now?
Yeah, it takes 2d8 necrotic damage at first, and then each turn it's going to take 3d4 necrotic damage unless it uses its action to wipe it away.
Okay, got it. Alright, Lucy is grossed out by this. The mule kind of neighs or brays a few times and continues to run off to the south. In fact, so far south it's going to take some effort to find them, so I'll just remove the mule for now. It's gone. The dwarf, the creature whose name is Hala, does nothing. Just stops. Then it regains its senses and then it says, "Oh, what the hell am I doing?" But that'll be its turn. Rixol does say halt, so it stops moving and says, "Oh!" That's going to be its turn, not move. So, what the hell am I doing? Rah! And Drox, the one with the dwarf, says, "Get your shit in the game. Get your head in the game." As you spit on him and says, "Oh, shit, yuck!" And he takes an action to wipe it off.
He also takes 8 necrotic damage on his turn. But not on the next one, I guess.
Okay. So he wipes it off. He can still move, because that was just his action. And he's going to drag this dwarf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over to here. As he's moving at half movement. Yes, there we go. So wipes it off and continues to drag the dwarf away. Orion. Bonus action unmute, my friend.
Okay, I will. Alright. I'm going to follow suit again. as I will command by the Redeemer. I say grovel.
And the DC is
17. And it's the
17.
level 4, so all 4.
Okay, well, one of them succeeded. Which one? Left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the last one is the only one who doesn't, which is unfortunate.
Dadgummit, that's the one I'm trying to get to stop.
Oh my god.
Just bad luck of the dice. But the rest of them will use their turn to grovel. But that's an unfortunate roll. Okay,
All
visible.
right, well, I'll use my bonus action to fire. This time maybe I'll hit.
Okay, at the one with the dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay. You can get through that stony skin. No,
Oh,
you don't.
Oh, wow.
It just bounces off
Yes.
their thick
No,
stony hide.
Not it today, boys.
And worse yet, your arrow lands in the puddle and dissolves. You've lost an arrow. Not that it matters mechanically, but yeah. Might have been attached to that arrow. I don't know. Anyway, Joy, what would you like to do?
Well, Joy will fly over here and use the health action.
Sure.
You know what? Joy is going to move around instead. So 15 over here. And then yeah, she can barely make it without taking opportunity attacks, and then she's going to use her action to do the help action against this one that's been taking some damage.
And Joy, please make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
She can.
The sickly smell of lilac gets right into Joy's nostril, and Joy starts gagging. Joy, take 3 levels of exhaustion.
Is it the
Oh, wow.
poison?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I don't know if I can give her exhaustions in this sheet.
Well, what is it? It's half movement. Everything on a D20 is at disadvantage. Attacks, saving throws, everything. And no, it's not a poison. But that's a good question. Brungor. Sorry, and you're given the help action. Okay, I got that on there. Brungor. I'm gonna try and escape. Technically, they should be at disadvantage, so we'll give them a strength at disadvantage. Doesn't quite escape the net. And you hear the creature, if you're gonna keep wriggling, I'm gonna poke you and I'll take back a corpse instead. So I'm gonna say groveling requires him to be on the ground. So this one lands, says, "Oh, great and mighty warlock, you are so awesome." What the fuck? What am I doing? Why? Oh, sorry. Yeah, he's prone on the ground. Which is good because he's groveling on the ground. Yeah, but he grovels. Oh, you are so awesome. And he gets hold of his senses, but that's his turn. But he will use his turn to use his movement to stand up. There we go.
I think he has to stay down.
I'm grappling him.
Oh, you're grappling him as well. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, cool. So he's down on the ground. Sure. And
I believe grovel actually has the mechanics of they fall prone to the ground and they end their turn.
Okay, cool. Lucy continues to hold on to your cloak, Vander, but not really affecting it. Avgi, make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
You're fine. What do you do?
So in a smooth maneuver, he's gonna drop. He's gonna hold on to him with one hand and reach up and grab his hammer, stand up and slam away.
Okay.
Let's see, with advantage since he's prone.
But not reckless since you don't need to. So I assume this is not reckless. 19 does as a hammer comes down. Let me just check something.
16 damage.
I thought there might be a vulnerable to bludgeoning, but they're not. Did that include your rage?
Yes, 16.
16 with the rage. Alright. Oh, to the one on the ground. Whoops. So this guy here. So hammer comes down. Little bits of concrete and stone fly off this creature. Still got some life left in it, though.
Yeah, try to beat it out of him. So another attack with the maul.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a bit lower. 13 damage.
13 damage. You're just pounding away on this creature. Oh, stop hitting me!
Oh,
gotcha.
and this seems like a good... I should have done this before, but yeah, I do have my bonus action. And Avgi is gonna do his Necrotic Shroud bonus action. So he's gonna tear out his bone wings and cause each of these 3 to have to make a charisma saving throw or become frightened until the end of my next turn.
Not immune to frightened. And what save? Wisdom, I assume?
Charisma.
Oh, charisma. Oh, they're not very charismatic. 9, 8, and 3. So they're all frightened of you as well?
Yes.
Ah, those are nasty wings. Our wings are... Oh my god, what the hell is that? And they get terrified. So can't move towards you. Attacks disadvantage, all that good stuff. Right. Awesome. Springs come out. The creatures with wings think they're very unnatural, even though they're flying blocks of concrete. But you do freak the hell out of them. Well done. Vander, Lucy grabbing hold of your cloak, not preventing you from doing anything. What do you do?
The one that's the Joy used the help action against. Vander is going to use Corrupting Ichor against that one.
Okay. So make a attack roll at advantage. 27 definitely hits.
Perfect. That's 2d8, 8 points of necrotic damage, and yeah, it's going to take 3d4 on its turn. I guess that's now.
Well, the question is, at what point does it happen? Does it happen at the end of the turn? Or at
the start.
The
I
start?
can link it. Just give me a sec.
Sure.
Corrupting Ichor display.
On a hit, they take... use this action. Yeah, at the start of its turn. Oh, that's extra nasty. Okay. So...
Yeah. I guess also... Since Joy... Wait a minute. I need to... that's actually a little bit important. Can I use both the help action and take the attack action with Joy? Because I'm basically using my bonus action to make Joy take the attack action. I'm just going to check that out. I'll link that. It's so much information. As a bonus action, you can command the familiar to take the attack action. Yeah, so she can't do that now because she has taken the help action. Okay.
Okay, cool.
That's fine. Yeah, that's my turn, I guess.
So roll flame damage.
Yeah, and I guess I'll just give Bowen Bardic Inspiration as well. I'm not that good at using it, so I need to keep that in mind. And 3d4 damage to the phlegmed, the phlegmed one, and then we're done.
Okay. This one is groveling. That's what it does. So it goes prone. Can't use its action to wipe off the phlegm, so that's what it does. That's it. This one does the same thing. Flies to the ground and grovels. I think it regains their senses, but they'll definitely start prone. And the one who's not groveling says, "Oh, you, shut up!" And he stabs his lance into the dwarf. The dwarf stops struggling. You're not sure if it's dead, dying, bleeding, but it's definitely not moving. And then Vrock flies away another 30 feet. Right, there we go. One angle, but that's fine. And we swing back to Orion.
All right. Keeps on going over this direction over here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. What's this purple stuff?
Big puddle of purple rain. You've been avoiding these your entire journey because the rain's bad. You'd assume a puddle would be worse.
Well, I'm gonna skip around that thing. Let's see. All right, make sure I'm here. Boosh, boosh, boosh. Oh, okay, couple more. Righty. I'm gonna try to. Yeah, I might as well try to at least try to. He's been passing everything so far. Let's see if he passes this. I guess. It's like, where do you think you're going? I think it's time for you to hear the bells of death as they call for you, and I'll toll the dead on them.
Okay, wisdom saving throw.
DC 17.
9. So roll full damage. He has been hurt.
Okay, that's 2d12 if I remember correctly. 8 damage.
8 damage. One of his ears just explodes in a puff of dust. And he goes to reach his ear. Oh, God damn it! Okay.
And then I'm going to bonus action healing word on the dwarf.
Okay. Sputter's back to life. He was in fact dying.
And this will be a second level.
Sure. That more than doubles his maximum hit points. His maximum hit points is 4, so there we go. You extra healed him. Okay, Orion, nice. Keeping the dwarf alive, trying to take the creature down. It does a little bit.
All right, that's my go.
Braga is going to try and desperately to escape it as he doesn't know how or what harmed him or hurt him or killed him. And at disadvantage, he rolls a 5. He is still struggling to get free. Now, who cast this? So, I think this one's groveling as well. Because who cast it? Wait, who did cast it? It was
Orion, I think.
Orion. So I don't think it's groveling anymore. Or is it groveling? No, it's groveling. Is it?
Or which one?
Does it just last one turn?
Until the end of my... It's frightened until the end of my next turn. I don't have it grappled anymore, so it's...
It's finished groveling.
Yeah.
Orion's had his turn, right? So it's finished. It's done its thing. So it has its turn up. And you're grappling it, holding it down.
No, I've stopped grappling it due to using my two-handed hammer. So.
Sure. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So it stands up. It is still frightened of you. So it's going to... It's going to disengage. I want this. Look me further than that. 6. Starts just flying off. I'll put it right at the edge of the map. That's as far as it gets. It does have a fly speed of 60, so it can get quite far, but that's as far as it gets. Actually, no, it can get... Because it needs half its movement to stand up, so it can go 90 feet. Oh, I'll say 90 feet's about the edge of the map. There we go. We'll put it right on the edge. So it has to use a little movement to stand up. Okay, so he's seemingly abandoning this. Lucy continues to hold on to your cloak, Vander. And Avgi, make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Oh, 13.
That's good enough. So Evie, what do you do?
Let me see. Yeah, I can't. He's frustrated because he can't get to the dwarf, and he's up in the air. So he's gonna do the next best thing, which is to smash these stone creatures. Yeah,
Prone.
yeah. He's going to just smash the one next to him first.
At advantage.
Oh,
Oh.
Ooh.
Ouch.
that's gonna be a lot of damage. And that includes a +3 and a
Natural
+4, so
20!
+7. 4 of a necrotic. So that's 19 bludgeoning and 4 necrotic from the necrotic shroud. So 23 damage.
Shatters into 1,000 pieces. That takes it out. It's just dust on the ground as Mondo's Maw just destroys it.
Satisfied, he's gonna go for the next one.
Also at advantage, this one is completely undamaged. 25 hits.
That's gonna be 12 damage.
Okay, once again, stone fragments fly everywhere, but it's still there, still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be his turn.
Okay, Vander.
Yeah. I guess I'll bring Lucy all the way over here. Am I in reach to this one? 65 feet? Yeah, I can hit with something. Can't hit it with the fun stuff though. You know what? I think I'm just going to try to use my magic missiles against it. So I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 charges. That leaves me with 1 charge remaining. And if I were to expand that last charge, there's a possibility that the magic wand is going to break. So I'm not going to take that risk. So is that 7d4 since I used 4th level?
4 more charges, so 3. I'll make it 6.
Or is it 6?
6. I'll make it
64.
64 plus 6.
Plus 6. There we go. Nice.
19. So they fly with unerring accuracy and bump into the creature, taking Brungor away, but it doesn't take it down.
Very close though, so
Yep.
if you manage to do something more, then that's going to be good. I'm also going to give a bardic inspiration to Orion. Perhaps you can try to take out the one that's damaged now. It seems like it's on its last breath. And that's my turn.
Okay. Ricol, creature is his name, stands up. Now it's frightened of you, Evgi. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to disengage and fly all the way to the edge of the map. Whee! That takes off. So disengages. Oh, wait, no, 60 feet it can get. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's right, isn't it? No, 60. No, 2 more. 2 more. Okay. Drox. Just one thing. With okay, the wall gets suddenly bigger as he flies off 60 feet. 1, 2, 3. Oops, I'll just move him. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And as we reach the top of the order, this is the last week I have to get my daughter from volleyball. I'm running a little bit late, so I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll have Incration and Adi back, because I got to get my
Yeah.
Right.
pick my daughter up. Okay, see you later, guys.